KILR Killer Games.
Hello gamers and simmers and pilots, I am the Killer Gamer and welcome to the World Tour featuring Flight Simulator 5.1 CD DOS Edition along with RealATC, which is right below the picture that you see below me, but I also have it right here. This is a very neat program and there's a lot to go with it. There's some aircraft in there. The Stuttgart airport has got highly detailed scenery and textured aircraft. I don't know how that would compare to like Europe 1 or Europe 2, which I have both of those. But it'll be interesting to check all this stuff out. We got so much, so many flights to go through that that we'll be able to do stuff. It's interesting how they're showing all these different airlines on here, but it's not like you see any of these planes. But I think they're in here where you can fly them. There's like British Airways, Lufthansa, is that Delta? And I can't read what those other ones are. Air Holland, Condor, El Al, Iberia. So there's new Flight Simulator airports with superbly crafted texture real layouts with hundreds of static textured aircraft. I have no idea which airports. Maybe it's the ones that this flies to. I have no idea. But anyway, what are we doing? We're at Greater Kankakee, and we are going to fly. It's going to be a little bit of a long flight, but we're going to be flying to Bloomington-Normal. So let's go ahead and I'll pull that up on the map here. Okay, and there we are. So we're here, Greater Kankakee. And we're going here to Bloomington-Normal. So it's a bit of a flight, but I've got plenty of material that we can go over while we're flying. So I've got the game pause. Let me unpause that there, so that way the time is still going. So let's talk about how we're going to get there. I think if we take... See, I don't know if we'll be able to tune into Bloomington-Normal. I think essentially if we just take off in this direction, we should be able to tune into it and just start heading towards it. And I would say if we tune into this, the Gibson City Municipal, with a vector of 2.7, that should intersect us. If we try to do like this vector here, what is this, 2.1, 2.10? So if we try to do this vector here and this here, we should intersect about there, and then we should be able to follow this right into Bloomington. So that'll be good. All right. Now, I don't know if this is the actual control tower or ATIS for Greater Kankakee or not. I actually have a Flight Simulator book. It's a big one, You'll know what it is if you've watched the previous episode. So let's. Oh, I guess it didn't matter that it was paused because when I move out of the game, it pauses it anyway. So let's go and tune in to our radios here. We want Bloomington 108.2. 60 miles, so that's how far away the airport is. And we were going to set that up at a vector of 030. That might be a little off. I'd say between 3 and 4. Let's say 035. Oh, I'm sorry. We want the back course. 035. Oh, I went past it. There we go. We want 215 because we want to go from, or basically to it. That's right. And the Roberts, sorry, that was not Gibson City VOR. That's the Roberts VOR, 116.8. And there we go. We'll set that for 270. That should do it. Yep. Okay, so let's try Greater Kankakee for the comms at, that was weird, whatever happened, 123.0. Nope. All right, where's my book? Where's my book? Is it underneath all this stuff? It's all the way at the bottom. Okay. So I've got this big book here for Flight Simulator. It's really thick. And in the back, it's got a directory of all the VORs and the airports. Very, very handy-duty book. Where are we at here? Okay. That's nav aids. Show me the airports. I want airports. Okay. And Illinois. Illinois. All right. Chicago, Kankakee. Greater Kankakee has got nothing listed. Okay. Fair enough. Didn't even have an ILS listed. Ooh, okay. So let's go ahead and we'll take off here. Let's turn this on. We got stars out at night, you see that? We're going to turn on our adventure. And we'll scroll down all the way, if we can. And I don't want to mess with the weather. I like the fact that there's stars out, so that's cool. We'll do the RealATC chatter only. We'll be using this one a lot, I'm pretty sure. And I'll use a combination of the IFR and the VFR when we during the daytime where we can actually see the weather change. Right now at night, it's like can't see anything. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop and get some fuel. I believe that is over next to this other runway.
KBMI 730, roger. You'll probably be holding a pad out here by the terminals, pay attention.
Okay. 003 Heavy, gate 27 is occupied. Just make the left turn on uniform and hold.
Left turn on uniform and hold.
Ground United 1286 Heavy, push back at gate 74, Gorman 5. United 1286, push back for 25. Roger, sound to me now, 1777.
I'd cut across, but this thing is really rough when you're not on the runway. You think, oh yeah, that makes sense, that you're on the dirt. Well, there's no taxiway, so...
That's roll 32 Alpha. Make the left turn on Tango. Right turn at 49, but hold short of uniform. 32 Alpha. Oh, they got a 905 halfway to the taxi. Okay. Turn left on their left, 25. We're on bus gate 21 from TWA hangar. Bus approved. Roger.
Okay, we'll cut through here. See that? Look how bumpy that is.
Philippine 106, can we make a right turn here? That's correct. Okay. Canada 793 Heavy is thoroughly active for 21. Canada 793 Heavy, taxi to the gate.
Now the fuel box, I believe, is sitting over here.
Citation 693 Mike, and Eagle with Kilo, instruments Long Beach.
Citation 693 Mike, we're cleared to Long Beach Airport. Oasis 1 departure, Gross transition. Gross, direct Hector, KO3 arrival. Maintain 17,000, departure frequency 125.9er.
I think it's over here.
1350.
Okay, the Oasis departure,
I found out how to get my map. See, I was having trouble. Oh, okay, there it is. Man, look at that. You can barely see it.
Okay, recheck your initial altitude. So initial altitude would be 17,000.
I'm sorry, 17,000 for 93 Mike.
93 Mike, the readback is...
So we have to go out into the dirt to get to it.
Southwest 383, Lawrence of your Army request, sir. Stand by. Just one United 2418. You're released at 1913, void at 1933. Time is 1754 and a half.
Okay, 1913, 1933 is the void time for United 2418, thanks.
Southwest 383 is clear Salt Lake City Airport. Reveal 3 departure. Milford transition as filed. Maintain 17,000. Departure frequency 133.95.
There we go. Our fuel is up.
1015.
I think you did give us the Ovita 3, Milford 17,000, 3395, 1015.
Oviedo 3 departure is correct. The readback on the clearance is correct. You come out of gate 4.
Sure.
Have a good flight.
Thank you, Cadet.
Clear, so retaining 42 is Kilo for Charlie. Long clearance at Talon 42.
Scenic 42.
Scenic 42, clear Charlie departure squawk 4224.
4224. 42, thank you. Morning, clearance front.
We'll turn that off.
Here, 382, looking to go to Salt Lake City with Kilo.
Frontier 382, clear to Salt Lake City Airport. Oviedo 3 departure, Milford transition, then as filed. Maintain 17,000. Departure frequency will be 133.95. Squawk 1305.
Clear to Salt Lake City, Ovita 3 departure, Milford transition as filed, 17 and 133.95, 1305.
Frontier 382, readback is correct. You come out of gate 23.
22, that's correct.
Thank you, have a good flight.
Thank you, Flight Reno Air 172 on request to Reno, Flight 0310.
Air 172 is cleared to Reno Airport, awaits 1 departure, BD transition, then as filed. Maintain 17,000. Departure frequency will be 125.9er, squawk 6764.
Air 172 is cleared to Reno via the Oasis 1 departure, BD transition as filed, maintain 17,125.
So we're still on ground. As soon as I lower down flaps for takeoff, it's going to change.
Correct. Have a good flight.
Have a good day. Roger, 297, I'd like to check on our flow control to San Fran.
Call and clearance, who was that, please?
That was United 2097 to San Francisco.
2097,
All right.
Roger. We have
You'll see this comm radio change here.
Okay, thanks.
International Airport departure information November 1600.
See that?
After 582.30.
Now we should be on tower.
Turbojet aircraft departing runway 25 right.
And then as we climb through 2,000 above ground level, so basically 2,600, and we raise our flaps, we'll switch off to departure. And then after 4,000, AGL will be on center en route traffic.
They're inside the white line, please.
All right. Oh, let's get our autopilot all set up here. It's clear skies today, so I think I'm going to set this for 5,000 feet. And do we want to do a nav heading hold? I think that should work. We'll remember control in, because I think we can turn that on and off.
1123, push on gate 22, Southwest 1123, push your discretion. Southwest 1123, thanks. What's it look like, United 2298?
Fix our trim here.
Got a call center on you, got one going to LA ahead of you. United 772, how long before you're ready? We'll be there another 3 minutes, United.
All right, let's go.
Departure, good day. Good day. Senior 59 X-ray, where you park your signature? 59 X-ray, roger. Hold short of Delta for traffic on your left and contact ground 121.9, please. Okay, hold short of Delta and go to ground 5 minutes. Tower Richard 898 Heavy, ready to move departure. Richard 898 Heavy, tower hold short, runway 25 right. Hold short, 25 right, Richard 898. Tac Valley 7516. Taxi to parking, monitor 121.1. Taxi to parking, monitor ground 3550 today. Richard 898 Heavy, runway 25 right.
There we go.
Hold traffic landing, runway 1 on our left. Alright, position hold 25 right, Richard 898. 1947, wind is now calm and runway 25 left, clear to land. Helicopter traffic, no factor. 1947, clear to land, runway 25 left. Tower, Silverado 1, please. Silverado 1, tower. Wind 010 at 4. Landing at the ramp will be at your own risk.
Sounds like he dropped something. It's like,
Richard 898 Heavy, wind 010 at 4, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, 898. 1117, final for 1117, tower, runway 25 left, clear to land. Clear to land, 1117. 1947, cross runway 25 right, traffic holding in position and contact ground, point 1. Okay, General 1947, cleared to cross, 25 right and ground, point 1. Richard 898 Heavy, contact departure. 898. Amtrak 648 Heavy, cross runway terminus from a departed Heavy, out 1011.
We'll fly to the moon, that's what we'll do.
25 right, clear for takeoff. Takeoff 25 right, Amtrak 648 Heavy. Georgia 020 Heavy, runway 7 left, taxi into position, hold for wind turbulence.
Bang, zoom to the moon.
We'd like to go via Azures. Say again, Georgia 020. We'd like to backtrack for Azures. Georgia 020, intersection Delta is the full length of runway 7 left, sir. Okay, so Amtrak 648 Heavy, contact departure. 648 Heavy. American 1117 at the end, turn right, cross runway 25 right on Alpha 7. Traffic will hold in position and contact ground, point 1. Headway across the runway line. Air 2020 Heavy, caution rate turbos from the departed Heavy out 1011. Wind 360 at 4, runway 7 left, clear for takeoff. Takeoff, 727. American 1117, hold short of runway 7 left. Remain this frequency, hold short. American 1117, tower. Go ahead. Roger, hold short of runway 7 left for departing traffic. Hold short now for departing traffic.
I think we've already switched to departure. I don't have these frequencies memorized. It's the same ones, because it's part of the adventure. We need to create our own adventures too, based on the flights that we're going to do. That'll be cool. Yeah, 118.40 is tower. We should change the departure relatively soon. It's going to be 123.6. So watch the comm radio, and the chatter will change. The arrow is pointing at it, by the way. The mouse pointer. There it goes. Now, once we get 4,000 AGL, so that'll be around 4,600, and we're going to 5,000, it'll switch to center, or en route traffic is what it says. And that's going to be 120.4. So it's cool. I mean, it's really cool. After you hear these WAV files, though, it's like I heard it. All right. Well, we got 57 miles to go. I'm going to keep an eye on our, before I turn our autopilot on, I'm going to keep an eye on our needle here and our altitude.
Seneca 6 Juliet Golf, stay requested on 4 setting.
Okay, got departure.
Seneca 6 Juliet Golf,
and our
210,500 and say your request
angle of attack.
Your on course heading is 211.
Departure Frontier 154, 3 for 17.
Frontier 154 is radar contact. Pilot maintains 7,000 only.
7,000, 154.
Navy Juliet Sierra 216, turn left heading 290.
Left 290, Navy 216.
American 129, turn right, heading 040. 40, American 129.
Let me try turning on our autopilot. I don't want this thing to take us like wildly. We're kind of off there. It's fine. See what it does.
209 uniform, fly heading 160, back to set traffic. Trying to maintain 7,000.
I didn't want to see the. I didn't want it to try to chase this down. So. But it looks like we're okay. So.
0377 main north to Highway 101. You can see your own navigation. Maintain V4. 377, will do.
That's behind us, and we're kind of looking around on the left side of the plane. Up in front. This is over to the right. And back.
11, 12 o'clock, 3 miles southeast on the Tornado, climbing to 4,000.
So you can kind of see where we're at. Or, well, you know, what's around.
1749 in Fable, can you stretch your climb?
1749.
So, I got some other goodies in the mail, and they are sealed. So I'm going to open it up here, and you're going to see it first. It sounds loose, whatever it is. I don't like it when it sounds loose. All right.
United 443, increase speed to 240. United 721, you're cleared for flight level 310, report wind conditions.
Oh, that's the, oh yeah, it is the CD. It doesn't look scratched. I don't think this came with maps. Okay, so what I got here for FS9, Flight Simulator 2004, was this. The Mega Scenery USA 2005. This is Volume 4 with the Pacific Northwest, so this will cover Seattle and surrounding areas of Washington State. This will give some photorealistic scenery. And also I was impressed because I was checking out the Northern California. I've got that also. And it's got buildings and stuff. It's not just flat photo stuff. It's actually better than what I thought. So when we get over to the West Coast, we're going to be seeing a lot of that. And I've also got Mega City, Atlanta. These I already have. They didn't come in the mail. But here is Northern California. It's all over the place. And then I've got Denver. And also Mega City, San Francisco. Alright, so I got Volume 1, which is Southern California, Volume 3, Northern California, and then I just got Volume 4, and that is Pacific Northwest. Volume 2 is Washington, I know that. I've got Atlanta, I've got Denver, San Francisco.
Southwest 458, this will maintain 8,000. Southwest 458, 8,000. Southwest 458, fly heading 020. South 458, heading 020.
This feels a little bent. So I've got a another package. Hasn't been opened yet.
9,500, 600 kilos.
Ooh, my goodness, this is a bit crushed. But ProFlight 2000. Try to reform the box here. So I have ATC for Flight Simulator 2000. And in case you didn't know, this is the successor to ProFlight 98. And this is the precursor to ProFlight Emulator, which can be used on FS9, FSX, and X-Plane. And I actually use, if you watch those videos, I actually use ProFlight Emulator. And I love it. I love ProFlight Emulator. And now I've got something for Flight Simulator 2000. For 2002, I'm just using the default ATC. So that way I'm trying to do something different on each of these simulators and not always the same thing. Yes, sir, they're going to be the same flights, so that way we can kind of compare them. But as far as like the add-ons and stuff, I'm trying to do a little bit different type of stuff. So, like with FSX, I've got the Orbix scenery. For FS9, I am gonna see like what kind of photo real stuff I can put in there, because I thought about doing mega scenery for FSX, and I was like, no, because I looked at the Delaware one and I wasn't really impressed. It was just plain flat. I didn't like it at all. And that was the Mega Earth, Mega Scenery Earth, and Delaware is free. Then X-Plane, I'm doing the orthophotos, so that and the overlays looks great. And the scenery for 2002 and 2004 looks similar, just like 2004 and FSX look a lot alike too. We are still climbing. Why are we climbing? Because this didn't go... because that didn't go on. Okay. Well, we'll fix that. We're sitting here talking and my altitude is just way going up and stuff. It's like I turned on the autopilot. I thought it would have turned the other stuff on too. I guess not. Wonder if I can reshape this box. My goodness, this thing's like crushed. Man, I was fortunate. I found this at the right time. Has this thing been opened? I think this is brand new. Other than the fact that it's crushed. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to take a look at the inside here. Minimum requirements. A Pentium 166 PC. Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Windows 95 or 98. It works on Windows 7. There we go. Kind of fixing my box a little bit, reshaping it. Poor thing. This thing needs some love. It's all crushed and stuff. Man. Horrible. Take care of your flight simulator stuff. Alright, we got the ProFlight 2000 commands. Now see, the ProFlight emulator that I've got comes with ProFlight 2000, but it's missing a crucial file needed in order to... You can create the ATC adventure that you need, but Flight Simulator 2000 doesn't see it, won't read it. And it's this adventure, like, compiler, because that's what the ATC things are. They're basically adventures. And ProFlight Emulator uses its own compiler because it's not set up as an adventure for FS9 and FSX. It uses the UIPC thing. So it uses its own compiler. And because of that, even if you try to use the standalone ProFlight 2000 that the emulator is sitting on top of, Flight Simulator 2000 does not read it. So that's why I got this. I wanted to get Radar Contact. I wanted to get an older version of it, version 3. I reached out to the creator. He didn't get back with me. Probably thought I was asking a stupid question. I don't know. But I wanted to get Radar Contact so I could have something different to use for the older ones, because version 4 isn't compatible with them. So I would have to have version 3. And well, I'm sure someone out there's got version 3. If you're interested and you want to pass your copy on over to me or sell it used, I will put it to use. But if not, that's okay. I got ProFlight 2000, so. Just Flight, the spirit of flight simulation. Thank you, ma'am. Air Power, the Cold War. It's all in German on that. ProFlight 2000, FS Clouds 2000. Legendary Aircraft, Final Approach. Is it English on the other side? No. The whole thing is in German. Classic Airliners. It's okay, I know a little bit of German.
Southwest 1554, traffic to 27 at your altitude, climbing 10 o'clock, 3 miles eastbound.
You know, it's funny how it says the spirit of flight simulation and then everything inside is German.
Visual approach runway 25 left, speed 170, caution wake turbulence, you're 6 miles behind 757.
Yeah, this looks like the English copy here. Great Britain and Ireland. scenery. That looks like a cake. Right there. Doesn't that look like a cake with candles or something on top? The attention to detail is breathtaking. Right down to the view from the departure lounge. Over 280 airports. Captain speaking. The one that everybody's been waiting for. A unique set of 37 flexible airline flights using authentic ATC. An Air France first officer who tested Captain speaking said, "The only way to get more realism is to sit in the cockpit of a real plane." 22,000 different voice recordings, varied weather, and holding patterns. No two flights will be the same. That sounds kind of cool. 737-400, Airport 2000, Volume 3. Gee, it doesn't look like our altimeter is going down to 5,000. Well, that's because it's not set to 5,000. We might as well put it down to 4,000 now. We're getting a little bit closer. Combat Aces. The Airport 2000 Volume 3. Looks like it's got Seattle. What is it? Berlin, Paris. That looks like Ketchup. Kastrup, Copenhagen, London, Gatwick, Denver, San Francisco International, Seattle, Tacoma, which I've already got coverage for those. Well, this is for Flight Simulator 2000, so I don't really have any expansions for Flight Simulator 2000, with the exception of the Pro Flight, which I just got. PC Pilot, the world's favorite flight sim magazine. Register now for a chance to win. Do you want to fly a real flight simulator? Hey, X-Plane 11 with VR. I don't think it gets any better than that. This looks like it's in good condition. Alright. Can't wait to get that installed for Flight Simulator 2000. See, I record these videos in different orders, so although you might be seeing me open this box now, I may already be using it on the Flight Simulator 2000 videos, so.
Runway 513, helicopter traffic at 11 o'clock and 2 miles will be landing by the terminals. Runway 11-13607, center field wind northeast boundary 270-13, clear to land, turn about a mile final.
This poor box. It's all crushed. Makes me so sad. I don't even know if I can get the cover on. It's crushed so bad I can't even get the cover on. Designed this to work exclusively with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2000. 25 miles away. Could use some water. Well, what do we go over here? Well, we can go through our flight simulator book. The official strategy guide. Wow, it's completely black out there. By Nick Dargahi. I want to say like Dagobah. Acknowledgements. Introduction. With the release of Flight Simulator 5.1, the wizards at BAO, B-A-O, the primary developer of Flight Simulator, and Microsoft, their distributor, have teamed up to jointly produce the best flight simulator yet, produced for the personal computer. Make no mistake, Flight Simulator 5.1 is a sophisticated flight simulation. It is not just a game. Prior versions of Flight Simulator, for instance, have been used to train U.S. Navy pilots. Like the Commodore 64? That would seem kind of weird. As well as countless other private pilots. In the near future, it may be possible to use PC-based flight simulations to help you qualify for your instrument flight rating license. Huh. Like X-Plane? It's funny reading this, like, what, 20 years later? Since Flight Simulator represents the state-of-the-art in personal computer simulation technology, the program will tax the full power and resources of your PC. I don't think so. Although I'm running this in DOSBox, so it might tax it. The DOSBox, I mean. Currently, a Pentium-based CPU running at 120 MHz or 133 MHz with a PCI. Man, I haven't heard of a PCI video card in a while. Interface and PCI bus is the best hardware configuration to take full advantage of Flight Simulator 5.1's capabilities, hereafter referred to as FS 5.1. I bet it runs better in DOSBox. Older 486 PCs using local bus video accelerator cards will run FS 5.1 adequately, but your frame rate may be disappointing. When Intel's new Pentium 6 becomes available in late 1995, FS 5.1 will run even smoother. So then it talks about accessing the CPU, the speed at which the PC runs, blah, blah, blah. It is interesting to compare the technological evolution of CPUs with regard to transistor density. You are my density. In 1986, the 386 CPU had 275,000 transistors. And when the 486 was introduced in 1999, it had 1 million transistors. In 1993, when the Pentium was introduced, it had 3.1 million transistors. And in 1995, the P6 has 6 million transistors. Gee, I wonder how many transistors the i7 has. Like 1 quadrillion. The faster your computer, the more frequently the individual view frames will be drawn. It's all about 60 frames per second these days. Flight simulation chronology. Commercial flight simulators. Flight simulators new features. Wow, we got so much we can read. We are 14 miles away. Airport's going to be off in this direction. Oh, we're actually headed to it. It's probably right in front of us. That's right, it's going to be off. No, yeah, we are headed for it. Huh. I am going to... I know. I'll use one of these bills. Use that as the bookmark. It's not good for anything else. Alright. We better start going down in our altitude.
Seneca 6 Juliet Golf, stay requested on 4 setting.
Okay, got Roger.
Seneca 6 Juliet Golf, flight requested altitude 10,000 to 500 and stay requested on 4 setting.
Call setting is 211.
Your on 4 setting is 211.
Departure Frontier 154, 3 for 17.
Frontier 154 is radar contact. Pilot maintains 7,000 over.
There's our runway.
Navy Juliet 0216, turn left heading 290.
Left 290, Navy 2156, requesting 25 left.
Canada 2156, okay, winds 190.13, and you're about number 12 for that runway.
Well, in that case, we'd like to go to 19 left then.
Okay, stem the 20
Sounds
heading,
like we switched over to approach.
Sir 20 heading down to 8,000 at 2156.
Richard 605 heavy traffic on a 3-mile final for 25 right to southwest 737, you're number 1 for 25 left.
Chair 605 heading.
Skyfinder 472, reduce speed to 210, you're 6 in trail to 1757.
Speed 210 on the speed, Skyfinder 4 sector.
United 2156, fly heading 010 to set of 18, 6,500.
Heading 010 down to 6,500 in on at 2156.
Approach Channel 2570, 12-7 for 8.
At 2570, along number 5 for the runway, or you can find 19 left as number 2, your choice.
We were assigned 19 left before. Is that what we're number 5 for?
Nope, you're number 1 for 19 left now, and descend to maintain 6,000.
Okay, down to 6,000 at 2570.
At 2156, reduce your speed to 210.
What is 210, United Traffic 6?
Skyfinder 472, descend to maintain 5,000, call me at the airport.
We have the airport inside down to 5,000, Skyfinder 472.
Skyfinder 472, clear visual, approach runway 25 left.
Clear for the approach 25 left, Skyfinder 472.
Order 164, runway 1 right, cleared for immediate takeoff and hold. Order 164, heavy, we're rolling. American 1191's traffic will be at Boeing 747 departing prior to arrival. Start reducing, wind 050 at 5, runway 28 right, clear to land. To land, we'll slow it up, American 1191.
Zzz.
Southwest 658, runway 1 right, taxi into position, all traffic landing and departing runways 28. Sir, position hold, 1 right, Southwest 658. United 2024, reduce speed to 150, practical change 2, runway 28 left, clear to land.
Order 28 left, 150 knots, clear to land.
Continental 134, wind 060 at 5, runway 1 right, cleared for takeoff, Brazil yacht to left, will turn away.
Roger, Continental 134, clear for takeoff.
Sundance 625, traffic off the right, will turn away, wind 060 at 5, runway 1 left, cleared for takeoff.
6 miles away.
Night 1443, heavy cross, runway 28 left, contact ground 121.8 on the other side.
Hey, cross and contact ground.
Hey, blah, blah, blah.
United 33.
Hey, George, I haven't talked to you in a while.
Wind 0606, runway 28 right, cleared to land, long well to kilos approved.
Clear to land, 1 kilo, United 33.
Southwest 466, runway 1 left, taxi into position, all.
Southwest 466, position hold, 1 left.
33, wind 0606, runway 28 right, cleared to land, long well to kilos approved.
Clear to land, 1 kilo, United 33.
On 134, contact departure, have a nice flight.
Thank you, sir, good day to you, 134.
And 603, runway 1 right, cleared for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, 603.
Sundance 25, runway 1 right, taxi into position, hold.
Position 1 right, Sundance 25.
Japan 1 heavy cross.
Gotta like how it's lit up like a Christmas tree. All these white lights, and then you got like green and red, and
Cherokee A3 Alpha, stress departure approved, only 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Rolling A3 Alpha. Charlie Lima Tower. Charlie Lima, go ahead. 7 Charlie Lima, were you the aircraft with the problems with the radio? That's affirmative, sir. 7 7 Charlie Lima, roger, make straight in runway 31 left, and report a 2 mile final. Appears you're into Charlie airspace. 7 Charlie Lima, roger, and we're requesting 31 right, straight in. 7 Charlie Lima, roger, I'll advise, making a right-hand turn, you're entering Charlie airspace. 7 Charlie Lima, roger. 7 Charlie Lima, keep highway 101.
3 miles.
Tower, Cherokee 4542 Foxtrot, holding short, runway 31 right, ready for takeoff. 4542 Foxtrot Tower. Flight down departure, approved runway 31 right, cleared for immediate takeoff, strap to the Dutch, is approaching quarter mile. Dutch confirmed, cleared for immediate takeoff. 42 Foxtrot, affirmative, immediate takeoff, runway 31 right. 42 Foxtrot, rolling.
Outside 265 Hotel Papa, ready 31 right, just straight out.
265 Hotel Papa.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 5.1. As real as it gets.
Number 2, follow the Dutch is now heading to your right, left and wrong, runway 31 right, clear to land. 7 Lima, clear to land, 31 right. 73 Mike, runway 31 right, clear to land, number 1. Grab the route, 71 right, 70 Mike. 5 Mike, runway 31 left, clear to
Trying to line up here.
Cessna 658, did you see the Cessna you were following earlier in the pattern? The 658 tower? 658. In your previous pattern, did you see the traffic you were following earlier on the downwind? I did, I acknowledged it. Okay, why'd you turn inside them? Sorry, so I did not know that.
So why'd you do it?
36 Delta frequency change approved. Yankee on an extended downwind for left for 11. 4 Kilo Mike Tower, enter the right downwind runway 11, just make a left turn and cross the departure corridor. Kilo Mike, copy. 3 cross 25 right, traffic holding position, contact ground point 1. 25 right, RealATC. Line 3 heavy, runway 19 left, clear for immediate takeoff, wind 3505. Clear for takeoff, 19 left, line 3 heavy. 1711, 1 mile final, you had at 25 left. Yeah, 1711, clear to land, runway 25 left, wind 3505. Clear to land, 25 left, yeah, 1711. Tower, 1 for Rome, clear, long departure corridor. Pick up 1 for Rome, use caution, there's a heavy jet departing southbound off runway 19, caution with turbulence. 1 for Rome. Extend this frequency for now, please. Tower, Scenic 45, it's with you, bound for landing. Scenic 45, tower, runway 19 right, clear to land, wind 3505. 19 right, clear to land, Scenic 45. Line 3 heavy, traffic at 12 o'clock, 2 miles, low level southbound, 2,700 is a helicopter. Okay, we're looking at line 3 heavy. Now 1711, hold short for departing traffic, same as frequency. Okay, we'll stay with you, hold short, 25 right, copy 11. Pick up 1 for Romeo, the heavy's about a mile and a half behind you, 3,300, climbing, caution with turbulence. 1 for Romeo. Vector 26, caution with turbulence, heavy jet through the intersection, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. 25 right, clear for takeoff, Cactus 26. Pick up 1 for Romeo, leaving
That should change there.
Change approved, good day. 1 for Romeo, good day. TriStar 120, visual left. TriStar 120, traffic 737, short final, runway 25 left, clear to land, wind 3504.
There we go.
TriStar 120, tower, American 899 is about 10 miles after 25 left. American 899 tower traffic is a Fox jet, 3.5 mile final, runway 25 left, clear to land, wind 3504. Land 25 left, traffic inside American 899. United 1711 traffic.
We'll just park here on the runway.
Contact ground point 1 on the other side, good day. Clear across, and 21-1 on the other side, United 1711. Cactus 26, contact departure, so on.
Okay, turning off the radio. Okay, so we are here at Bloomington-Normal. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. Can zoom out, I think, if I click on it. No, maybe not. Oh, it seems to be wanting to change the comms. We'll do it that way then. Really? I can't, oh my word. I can't zoom out. I'm trying to zoom out so we can see the, oh man. Try it again. Are you seriously? Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I wanted to see if there were any taxiways, but yeah, it don't look like there's gonna be any. Alright, well, that is it for this flight. And we got the RealATC going. I think we'll do that maybe for one more flight because we're hearing a lot of the same stuff. So it'd be nice to kind of give it a break. If we're doing it all the time, it's going to get a little tiring. That'll give me some time to maybe collect some new wave files to throw in there so we can have a little change and stuff. But anyways, thanks for joining me, and please check out this same flight and the other simulators. And in the meantime, I hope to see you next time on the next Flight Simulator 5.1 video. We'll see ya. If you thought this flight was interesting, then you might want to check it out on these other flight simulators that you see on your screen. It's just a fun way to relive old memories and see how things changed over the years. Be sure to subscribe to be notified of any new videos, and I'll see you on the next flight.